Under this section, there are a number of items that need to be taken note of. Let me start with registration. For a student to be able to sit in an examination at Kumasi Technical University, the first thing that will qualify you to write the examination is registration. As my colleague from the ICT Directorate was presenting, he mentioned the fact that at the beginning of every semester, each and every student must register. In fact, it is the registration of these courses that will qualify you to write the examination. The university has a policy of no registration, no examination. And so if you fail to register, you are not entitled to write or to sit for examinations in the university. And so if you register at the beginning of the examinations, they will come with a attendance sheet. If your name is not on that sheet, it means you did not register, and therefore you are not qualified to sit in that examination. And so registration is very, very important. Please make sure you always register. Let me state this because experience shows that, especially freshers, when they register for the first semester, they think that that is the end. Please, at the beginning of every semester, you are supposed to register. And before you register, you might have also paid your fees. At the beginning of the first semester, you will have to make a payment of 60% before the system will allow you to register. A minimum of 60%. But during the second semester, you are supposed to have made a full payment of your fees for the academic year. I think the finance colleague will come and explain more on this. But because it is linked to registration, that is why I'm taking my time to mention this. And therefore, you must register. Now, after registration, on the before the exams start, the University Examination Office will come up with a composite timetable, which will take care of all courses registered in the institution. And therefore, this composite timetable will release through the faculties and then come to the department. And so the department will make the various departmental examination timetables to the students. And so you are expected to receive your departmental timetable through your departmental exams officer. Please, I am appealing to you. Do not go and take any timetable from a colleague student, because most of the time what we realize is that student will come, oh, we were supposed to write this paper on a particular day, and then you check the composite timetable and it is different. You ask the student, where did you get this timetable? So rep posted it on the group, colleague gave it to me. Please, official source for examination timetable is through your department. And so if you receive any timetable from any other source, if you want to be sure, verify from your department, either the examination officer, departmental exam officer, or the head of department. Now, this timetable will indicate the day, the time, and the sections at which each paper is to be written. And so you must take note. The University Exam Office will not entertain any negligence on any student if you fail to read your timetable very well. Sometimes a student is supposed to take an exams, and then either after the exams or a day after, the student will come and they say, oh, I was supposed to write this exam, but unfortunately for me, for some reasons I couldn't come, or I missed the time. So please, we will not entertain any of those excuses. Once you fail to turn up for the exams, you miss the paper. It means that you score 0. However, there are one or two instances that one is allowed, unless you are sick, and that one will come with a medical report certified by our university medical director. So please, that is the only way that you can excuse yourself from examinations in the university, and then you will be allowed under special dispensation to retake the paper. Now, let me come to, on the day of the examinations, what are you supposed to do? You come to the exam center. You must always carry your student's ID card. As you can see, I have my staff ID. And so during the examination, you see officers carrying their staff ID to indicate that they are invigilators or examination officers. We also expect students to also carry their student's ID so that we can identify each and every student. Failure to bring your ID card means that you will not be admitted into the examination hall. Please, this is very, very important. Right now, you are not been given your ID cards yet. You will be going through some processes. After your medicals, the medicals that you're going through, when everything is set, publication unit will make available your student's ID, and this will be given to you through your department. And please, whenever you come in for exams, any form of exams, please make sure you carry your student's ID. Now, reporting time. On the timetable, you will notice the time at which each paper is supposed to start and then end, or each section, let me say, the sections. In our examinations, we have 3 sections. We have for the regular students, we have morning section and then afternoon section. And then we have the evening section for the evening students. Then when it comes to the weekend students, we also have 2 sections. We have the morning section for the weekend, that is the Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, and then Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. So these are the sections, and each section will carry a minimum of 3 hours. But the actual time that you will be using to write the exams will depend on the time indicated on the question paper. And so students are expected to report to their respective centers at least 30 minutes before the start of the examinations. Usually our morning sessions start at 9 a.m. And so what it means is that you are expected to report to the centers at least 8:30 a.m. for the morning section. And then for the afternoon section, we start at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. You are also expected to report around 12:30. That is all sections 30 minutes before time. Failure to do this means you also not be admitted into the examinations hall. Now, when you get to the examination hall at this time, let me state that even before all this, we have dress code for examinations. At KSTU, we train. We do not only teach you, we train you. And so we expect you to look decent when you are coming to the examination centers. And so there are some form of dressings that are not allowed in our examinations halls. Let me give you a few examples. For example, you are not supposed to come to the exam centers with what we call tattered jeans. You call it crazy jeans. Please, that is those jeans that you see some cuts, and sometimes it exposes the bodies of some of the students, especially my dear ladies. Please, you are not allowed to come to our examination centers in such tattered jeans, what you call crazy jeans. Nobody is crazy here. So please, do not come there. And then some form of, all that we are saying is that you must be decently dressed. Those tight and skinny kind of dressing, please, we are pleading with you. Don't come to our examination centers with those kind of dresses. Again, you are not expected to wear cap into examination centers. Spectacles are allowed if it is lens, but if it is the sunshade, the dark ones, and those things like the security capos, please put them aside. You are not supposed to come there. And then for footwear, you are not supposed to come there with slippers. It's only sandals or something that will cover the entire foot. Please, my ladies, we know some kind of dress. Sometimes when you dress and you wear the your slippers, it looks nice on you. Perfect. But please, for the sake of our examinations, we do not expect you to come to our examination centers with those kind of slippers. It should be that sneakers or some sandals with belt behind. You see, there is a purpose for that. Some people will not understand. In case there is any emergency, we expect each and every one of you to be able to be quick to move out of the centers through the emergency exit. But if you are wearing this kind of slippers, and if you are not lucky and then somebody step on it, you are doomed. So please, we are not just saying this for anything, but for your own safety. So please, let's take note of that. Again, there are certain items that are prohibited from our examination centers. You are not supposed to come there with any electronic gadgets, i.e. mobile phones, smart watches, what have you. Those electronic gadgets are prohibited, strictly prohibited from our examination center. So please, under no circumstance must you come there with any of these items. No exercise book, notebook, or any form of written note or whatever. Leave them and please don't bring them to the exam center because there's no security man to take care of such items. So all that you need to come to the center with is your pen, pencil, and sometimes calculators, rulers, which are needed for your examinations. We are not responsible for those items that you bring. So please, let's take note of those items. Please, during examinations, each and every candidate is expected to sign an attendance sheet. If you take part in our exams and you fail to sign an attendance sheet, it means you did not write the exams. Your name will not be counted. So please, anytime you sit in an exam, make sure you have an attendance sheet and then you sign. And that will make your examination authentic. Please, let me also state that in the course of the examinations, you are not expected to leave the examination center unless you have the express instruction from an invigilator. You want to visit the washroom or for some reasons, please inform the invigilator and then he will assist you on that. Please, again, when we say start work, we are not supposed to leave the examination center 30 minutes into the examinations. What it means is that maybe what you will call wapo atu, and therefore within the few 20 minutes, maybe you are done. Please, you cannot leave unless after 30 minutes. And then when it is also 30 minutes before the end of the paper, you cannot leave the exam center. So please, or you can't go, let me state that you cannot go to the washroom 30 minutes before, that is before the end of the examination. You can't visit the washroom. So please, let's take note of that. And let me conclude by going to one of the part of the university examination system. You know, I mentioned a number of things that you are not supposed to do. If you do any of these things, it amounts to more practice. And there are punishments for all forms of more practice in the examinations. And in fact, the university works on the principle of zero tolerance for more practice. Please do not involve yourself in any form of more practice, because if you are caught, the system will not spare you. There are three forms of more practice. We have the first degree or first category, second category, and then third. The first is a bit okay, that will involve some kind of warning and some form of reprimanding. Then the second one, you will be rusticated or suspended for some. And then the third one, that is the third category, that one is expulsion from the university. For example, if you bring any form of material, foreign material into the examination center, if you are caught, you will be expelled from the university. So please, let's not involve ourselves in this kind of more practice. It is the policy of the university that we want each and every one of you to write the examinations on fair grounds. Nobody should have any unfair advantage over his or her colleague. So please, for me, I always say that it is better to fail in an exam honorably than to pass dishonorably. When you fail, you will not be the first person to have failed in an exam. You have opportunity to redeem yourself in resit examinations. And so I leave you with this. Which one do you prefer? Involving yourself in an examination or practice, and then you will be caught and you will be punished. If you are not lucky, you will be expelled, or if indeed you are rusticated. Which of them do you prefer? And then coming to the exam hall, conduct yourself and even fail and come back to write receipt and pass and go in peace. Which of them do you prefer? I think you know the answers. So please, as I leave you, we are here to serve you. So in any examination, make sure you prepare and come and pass well. And God will help you. For the good book says that the horse is prepared for the battle, but victory comes from God. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Frempong. We still have some few questions from the students, and we will be grateful if you can address these. So, Kwache Williams is asking that, Doc, please, can you explain the GPA and the CGPA?
Thank you. Fact, I left that portion out of my presentation because of the limited time that I have. What we intend to do is that some of these details should be handled at the departmental level. But I don't know if I have time. I could just brief them on how these things work.
Please kindly do.
You know, when we sit for any examination, or even be at the registration point, you notice that each course has a credit hour. Some are 1 credit, others are 2, and then we also have 3 credit hour courses. And now these credit hours are used in the computation. Again, if you look at the university grading system, we have a maximum of A plus, which is 85 and above, and then a failure, a fail, which is pass mark, which is 50, which will give you a D. Below 50 is a fail, F. Now, between this, we have other grading system, the A, B plus, and then C, etc., up to the D. Each of these are assigned a certain grade point. And so if you take A plus, for example, it has a grade point of 5. And so this 5 will be multiplied by the credit hour of the course. And so if, let's say, you sit for a 3 credit hour course, and then you had A plus, it means that you will multiply the 5, that is the grade point of 5, by the credit hours. That gives you 15, and divide it by the credit hour. And so when you divide it, that gives you 5. And so if you look at our classification system, we have the first class, second class, and then third class. And that is second class, we have the upper and lower, and then the third class. And so what it means is that, let's say, let me use the maximum. Assuming you had A plus in all the courses that you sat in a particular semester, and then you have a total of 21 credit hours. So what it means is that when you multiply all the grade point by the various credit hours, and then let's say you are getting a total, you divide it by the total credit hours, and that should give you whatever that you get is the GPA. That is the GPA for the first semester or for a particular semester. But when you put them together, it gives you the cumulative GPA, that is the CGPA. So let's say you are freshers. For first semester, what you obtain will be the GPA. As that will be the GPA. Then during the second semester, you will get GPA for the second semester, but we will put the GPA of first semester and then the GPA of the second semester together, and then do the necessary computation. Then that will give you the CGPA, that is the cumulative the cumulative grade point average. And so this is a briefly what I can say. But like I said, I will speak to all the faculty or the departmental exam officers to take their time to explain this in detail at the departmental orientations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Frempong. We are most grateful for your time. Thank you so much. All right. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, we would continue with a presentation from the liaison office. It would please you to know that it's very necessary that